That's right, folks. DWeezy's back with another edition of the Lunch Table Roundup. So come grab a seat as we examine some of these NBA Game 7 matchups that should make for some tasty basketball to watch, and hopefully we can find some lines to sink our teeth into. Now, as we get into some of these games, we got the Boston Celtics taking on the Milwaukee Bucks in a Game 7 to see who will advance in the Eastern Conference Finals to take on the Miami Heat. This has been a hard-fought matchup all the way through. Now, coming into this game, something I noticed, a number that stood out to me was the game total, which was at 206.5. Me personally, I thought that was a little low. Those out there that agree might find this a little concerning. In 4 out of the 6 games in this matchup, the total would have come in on the under with this 206.5 number. That being said, the way these matchups have played, I don't think this number can be covered, and I do think the under will come in. And that being said, I do have a player prop that may contradict some of that logic. But again, as we've seen in the past couple of games, the player performance as far as your star player doesn't necessarily dictate the win. Something we've seen out of Boston in the past few games. They've it allowed Giannis to go out there and score and put up points. Now, a couple of times that's worked out in their favor. As we saw in this last matchup, Giannis went out and put up 44 points, and grand total, the Bucks as a team only scored 95 points. That being said, I think Giannis can go out and put up another strong scoring performance game. The number, I believe, was around 34.5, 35.5. Me personally, wanting to play the odds, push it a little further. I think Giannis might go for another 40 burger in this game. So put me down, Giannis over 39.5 points on this game. Moving on to the other matchup, we got the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Phoenix Suns. Now, again, this is a Game 7 elimination, win or go home. For the Suns, I don't think many Suns backers and fans out there thought that this series would have gone Game 7. I honestly didn't think this game would go 7, and yet here we are. I think we've seen Luka carry this team well, and I think that's in a large part what it's been. Now, with this game, another game total, the total that stood out to me was over 2.5, over 205. Now, this is a low total. Previous games in this series have been around, as far as where the game total is at, 216, 215, 218, somewhere in that range, maybe a little lower to 210, depending on where you got the number. But I think 205 is too low for this matchup. I do think it'll be a bit more of a defensive matchup, but I think the over will come in. And another player prop I'm on in this game, like I said, I do think Luka has carried this team. He's the reason they've gotten as far as they have this season, and he's the reason they're in a Game 7. Luka to have a triple-double plus 300, put me down for that. And another player prop that I'll be on for this game, we got DeAndre Ayton at over 10.5 rebounds. I think this is a number he can cover. We've seen in other games in this series where he's cleared this number. I think there will be a strong performance out of him. I don't know if we'll see the same scoring performance that we've seen in the past couple of games against the Mavericks, but I do think this will be an exciting game that has the chance to be close. So to give a little wrap up, we have the Boston Celtics Milwaukee Bucks game under 206.5 points. We have the Dallas Mavericks and the Phoenix Suns over 205. We got Giannis going off for another 40 burger at plus 149. Not as high as you might think, which tends to lean that the book is expecting, kind of where they placed his number at. If you're just taking Maybe the over/under on the player prop with the points. But again, plus money is always a nice juicy figure to find if you can get it. We've seen Giannis go off for 40 and 44 in the past 2 games. Why not? We've seen that the Bucks mentality with Chris Middleton being down has been lean on Giannis. And even if it doesn't lead to a win, I think we'll see the Bucks lean on Giannis the same way we'll see the Mavericks lean on Luka. Now to switch things up and drop a little variety as I like to do every week. This isn't a matchup that'll be taking place this Sunday, but this is something I've covered a little bit in past episodes and in Lunch Money Bets on the Lunch Break Hot Takes show on Wednesdays. Champions League soccer, we have Liverpool and Real Madrid matching up in the first leg of the Champions League finale. I like the over in this matchup. Now, I got it priced the Asian spread 2.75, which basically just simply put takes the push off the board. You get into a little bit of a technicality about how much you get back. It is a slight refund, but ultimately you lose the bet. That being said, you want 4 goals in this game if you're taking the over. 4 is greater than 3. 4 is greater than 2.75, 2.5. However you want to look at this figure, we want 4 goals in the game. So Liverpool, Real Madrid, this matchup will take place on the 28th. So a couple weeks to evaluate it if you're not on it. See how the lines possibly move. And hopefully things end up going our way. So, folks, if you like the content and you like what you're hearing, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps me out a lot, and all it takes is a simple click. Now, you can catch me Wednesdays on the Lunch Break Hot Take live show with Lunch Money Bets, roughly going live. The show starts 7:15, and you can catch me roughly 8 o'clock p.m. You can catch me here every week, Backyard Action Media. You can also expect more out of the channel. There will be more in-depth sports-related stuff, not just the betting side of things. I also write an article for the Lunch Break Hot Take website that centers on the Panthers, so that's something to look out for when the NFL season starts coming back around. You can get at me on Twitter, DWeezy90. There's many ways to get at me, and I'm always happy to spread a little knowledge and to help when I can and where I can. So, folks, take care out there. Enjoy your weekend, and hopefully you put a little money in your pocket.